So today we are going to start with the next point, that is pure virtual function. Yes. So I think all are you aware about the virtual function? Yes, all of you. Yes, aware about the virtual function. Yes, can anyone just tell me what is meant by virtual function? Why we are using that virtual function, or how we are going to represent that virtual function? Because based on that concept, this particular pure virtual function is depend. Yes. Okay. Let us tell me the simple program. How we are going to define the virtual function program? Yes, can anyone?
Using
Simple
the
program.
keyword virtual.
Okay. So in that case, I will write class as a. Yes, can anyone? Class A. Then inside the public scope of that
Public
base class, we are
void
using
virtual
virtual
void.
void add. This is the function which we are using as a virtual, and this one is nothing but the body of that function, and this is nothing but end. Okay. So this particular virtual keyword which we are using to achieve the runtime polymorphism, when this particular function name add is available inside the base class of that particular, sorry, derived class of that particular base class, means similar class B and the public class A. So inside this public scope, when there is one more method as a add is available, then that in that case we are going to achieve the runtime polymorphism with respect to this add function with the help of this virtual keyword. Okay, so this is the actual use of virtual keyword or virtual function. So similar with respect to this virtual function, pure virtual function, again it is similar concept. So first of all, I'll just tell you what is meant by pure virtual function. So compiler require each derived class to either define the function or redeclare as a pure virtual function. So how we are going to define the pure virtual function? Or before that, I will just tell you why we are using the pure virtual function. A virtual function is not used for the performing any task. It only serve as a placeholder. So in case of pure virtual function, we are not defining the definition for that particular function. So when the function has no definition, such a type of functions are called as do nothing functions. Means these functions are not performing any task, but they are just declared inside the base class. So the do nothing function is also known as pure virtual function. So a pure virtual function is a function declared in the base class that has no definition relative to that base class. So with respect to this example, suppose the class some class is the base class, and inside that class we are using that particular virtual function as a pure virtual function. So this is the syntax in which we are going to convert that particular normal virtual function into pure virtual function. So okay, so this is nothing but the end of that particular class. So just look at this part, guys. Inside this virtual void pure virtual, this is the normal representation with respect to virtual function, but in front of that we are using, or directly we are defining the value to that particular virtual function as a 0. This is the by default value which we are going to initialize to that virtual function is equal to 0, and the semicolon means this particular function is just used as a pure virtual function inside the base class. Okay, so no body is available for this particular pure virtual function inside this class. So so suppose I will write the pure virtual function for our this same class. So how we are going to write that particular pure virtual function? Yes, class A, then public, and inside that public first three keywords are same: virtual, then void, and add. Okay, and if suppose I will just provide the semicolon with respect to this function, what is meant by the semicolon? The end of that particular function. Okay, or this one is nothing but call with respect to that particular function. Suppose I will write is equal to and 0. So this particular function is now converted from virtual function to pure virtual function. So for this particular add function, no body is available inside the base class, and the remaining part as it is same, which is available inside the class B. Okay, so public remaining part as it is, void add, and inside the class B we are going to access all the data members from class A. So this one is nothing but the representation with respect to pure virtual function. Okay, and one more important concept with respect to this pure virtual function. So the class which contains a pure virtual function so cannot be used to declare the object of its own. So if suppose we are not going to declare the object of this class, or where the pure virtual function is available in which class, so for that particular class we can't create the object of that particular class. So here in this case, suppose inside the integer main I will write as an integer a, so this representation is not available or not applicable, because inside the class A we have used the pure virtual function. So that's why in which class if we are using the pure virtual function representation, so for that particular class we can't create the object. So that particular class is called as abstract class, guys. So where pure virtual function is available inside the class, so that particular class is now treated as a abstract class. So according to this particular example, now class A is called as abstract class, because in case of this abstract class we have been considered the pure virtual function. Okay, so now from this, where the pure virtual function is available, we call, or that particular class is known as a abstract class. And for abstract class we can't create the object to call all the functions or all the members which are available inside the abstract class. This is the most important concept with respect to abstract class. So for each and every abstract class we can't create the object, okay, for that particular class. So this particular A, or for this particular class A we can't create the object, but for that particular abstract class we create the pointer variables as well as reference variables to call the different data members as well as functions. Okay, so object is not available with respect to abstract class. Okay, object not available, but yes, but pointer variable and reference is available to call the remaining variables or members or functions which are available inside that base class. Okay, so this particular concept is called as abstract class. So these two different concepts are very similar with each other, because when pure virtual function is available in particular class, so that particular class treat as a abstract class. Yes guys, clear? Yes. And how we are going to
Sir.
represent that pure virtual function? Yes, simple. uh, Virtual keyword, void, then method name, and in front of that we are directly using equal to and 0. Okay, means this particular value is directly initialized with respect to that virtual function. So this is the representation with respect to pure virtual function. Okay, so just I will show you that particular.
Sir,
Yes,
what if there is another function other than pure virtual function in that class?
yeah, no issue. That particular function is
Then to
treated
call
as a normal function. Okay, yes, huh?
then to call that function we have to create object, na?
But the basic concept with respect to abstract class, if that particular class contains one pure virtual function, then for that particular class we can't create the object. But if you want to access that particular function, okay, so we can access that particular function with the help of base pointer as well as with respect to reference pointer. Yesterday we have done with this. Yes,
Yes, sir.
star p, and we are using the address of the derived class. So from that, we are going to achieve all the members which are available inside the base class. I will show you that implementation, so you'll get the better idea. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is related with pure function, and this is the basic idea with respect to abstract class. Okay, so abstract class and pure virtual function both are similar. So some classes exist logically but not physically. Means this particular class is available logically but not physically available, or the implementation of that particular class is not available. So that particular class is called as abstract class. So a class with one or more pure virtual function is nothing but the abstract class. So object of abstract class can't be created. This is the most important concept with respect to abstract class. Otherwise, your compiler is going to generate the error for that particular. Okay, I will show you the implementation, and then we will discuss this particular code. I will show you the simple example. What is meant by the pure virtual function? Okay, I will consider this as a class A. And inside that class A, suppose I am using a simple method, public void add, and I will okay, instead of add, I am using the show, and I'm just converting that particular method to virtual. And for pure virtual function, I am using equal to and 0. Yes, guys. Okay, semicolon. Next, class B, then colon, public of A, and inside that, inside the public scope, void show. Now we are in which class? We are in base B class. We are in B class. Okay. Now, so suppose I'll just create the object of A class, and with the help of that A class, I'll call the show method. Okay, just look at, guys, what it will display. It will display an error, cannot declare variable A to be of abstract type A. Yes, why? Because this particular A class is nothing but now abstract class, because here in this case we have used one pure virtual function. Okay, and instead of this, suppose I will use as normal show, and I'll execute. Okay, inside that show method, I have to write something. Okay, here I will use as A and semicolon. Okay, now with the help of that object, this A variable is displayed on console. So when we are going to convert that particular normal virtual function into pure virtual function with the help of this declaration, and equal to 0 means what, guys? For that particular show function, no definition is available, so that is called as pure virtual function. And I will execute this code, so directly it will show as a error. Okay, because A is of abstract type and you are going to create the object of that abstract type, so it is not applicable. So instead of that, how we are going to access the show method, which is
Pointer.
available in the B class, with the help of pointer? So just create the base pointer variable for that A class. Next one, create the object of base class
B.
and A is equal to address of B,
Address of B.
and with the help of that A, now just try to call that particular method. So now this particular declaration is from which? Yes, guys, is from derived class. And Sakshi, your question is that inside the abstract class we are using normal functions also. Suppose I'm using this function, okay, and inside that I will just use the display statement, display in abstract class. Okay, display from abstract class. Yes, how you are going to call this particular method? So for that particular purpose, again here we have to provide the display this function and semicolon. Now look at, yes, executed, both are combined due to this slash n is not available. Okay, just look at, guys. So inside the class A, I have considered two different methods. So which one? First one is the pure
virtual function.
And second one is the normal function. Yes, second one is the normal function. And how we are going to access the second normal function from the abstract class? Okay, now this particular class A is nothing but our abstract class. Okay, so Siddhi Jadhav, roll number 16. So by default, all the properties from the class A are available inside the class B. So that's why this is available. So what are the three different concepts which I have already discussed? First one, a class is abstract if it has at least one pure virtual function. So that's why that particular class is called as abstract class. So this is related with this one. Second one, we can access all the members or functions with the help of pointer variable as well as with respect to reference variables. And third one is, if we do not override the pure virtual function inside the derived class, then that derived class is also again called as abstract class. Yes, guys. Okay, now next one. If suppose our abstract class contains, or if suppose our abstract class can have a constructor. Okay, so I will write the constructor. Yes, how we are going to write the constructor inside the base class?
Name of the class.
Name of the class A. Okay, I will use it as a parameterized constructor. And I'm going to initialize that I to any other variable. So if suppose I am using it as a integer, capital X, local instance variable, and I'm going to initialize that instance variable with the
X
local
equal to
variable
I.
X is equal to I. So this is nothing but the parameterized constructor inside the base class. Okay, now just look at the, guys, inside the derived class. I am using again one more variable, public, the class name as a B. Again I am going to create the parameterized constructor with the help of two different values, I and j, of integer type. And then I am going to initialize it to y. Suppose y is equal to, I will initialize to j. So okay, before moving towards, I will complete this code. We have considered pure virtual function as a show, so that's why I have considered as a show, and inside that I will write cout. Yes, we are in derived class. This is the explanation regarding this. Now, guys, my question is that when constructor is called, yes, when constructor is called?
When we create the object.
When we create the object. Okay, this is the solution. When constructor is get called when we create the object. But what about the abstract class, guys? We can't create the
We cannot
object.
create the
We cannot
object.
create the object of that class. So how we are going to access that constructor which is available inside the abstract class? Yes, Oliver, got my question?
Scope resolution operator.
Yes, guys, got my question? How we are going to access the constructor which is available inside the base class? Because constructor is called at the time of object creation, but for abstract class we can't create the object of that particular class. So we are going to call this particular constructor from the derived class, okay, with the help of scope resolution operator. Sakshi, you're right. Yes, how we are going to represent that scope resolution operator? Then the class name A and parameter. So this particular our abstract class is going to accept how many parameters? Is going to accept one parameter. So we have to pass one parameter. Okay, so I have j initialize j to y. So I will initialize I to x. So in this manner, your derived class constructor is going to call the base class constructor. Okay, so we will display all the values here inside the second cout inside the display function. So I'm using /n the value for x, and I'm going to print the x. This I have considered as a capital X. Okay, so next one, just copy this code and paste inside the show method, and this particular is related with y. Okay, now create the object. So for which class we are going to create the object? For the derived class. Yes.
Derived class.
How we are going to create? D or small d, and this particular constructor is going to accept how many parameters, guys? Two different parameters. So which are these? 10, 20, and the semicolon. So what is meant by this line or statement? This particular statement represents, here in this case we have created the object for derived class, and we are passing two different parameters for the derived class constructor, and from that derived class we are going to call the constructor from base class with the help of one argument. Now suppose we have to display all the values. So how we are going to display all these values, guys? Yes, suppose we have to display all these values, then
Pointer.
Again use create the pointer variable, or better way, instead of calling that display function normal, I will call the only single function which is available inside the derived class without creating the pointer. Okay, so how you are going to call this show function with the help of d object? Directly d dot show. Yes, show means we are directly calling this particular function which is available inside the derived class, because we have right now object of the derived class instead of creating the base pointer and the variables. What is that? The value for x. Okay, what is the error, guys? X is private within this context. Yes, what is the error, guys?
X is private in the abstract class.
X is private. So yes, how we are going to access this particular x? Either use that particular x inside the public scope, otherwise, yes, how you are going to resolve this error, guys?
Protected.
Okay, good. Either use protected. So use either public or protected. Now look at the output, guys. Now which function is called or executed? Show function. And from that show function, we are in derived class. So the value of y, this particular statement is from this class, and the value of y is initialized inside the constructor with 20. and then value of x is 10. This particular x is derived from the base class, and inside the constructor we have initialized that x from that derived class constructor. Yes guys, clear? How we are going to
Yes, sir.
call our abstract class constructor from the derived class? By using the derived class constructor. Yes guys, so these are the 4 different keynotes which are available with respect to pure virtual function and with respect to abstract class. So what are these 4 constants guys? Can anyone? First one is related with a class.
If there is a pure virtual function in a class, then it is called as abstract class.
Then that particular class is
We
called as
cannot
abstract class. Okay, second one.
we cannot create object of the abstract class to display the function, display the working of the function. We have to use the pointers of reference variables.
Okay, next.
Uh,
Yes, third one. If we do not override the pure virtual function in the derived class, then that derived
Then
class is also again called
class
as
will also act as
abstract
abstract
class.
class.
Yes, we are forgot to override this particular show method inside the derived class. Okay, so I will just comment out this code. Just look at the output guys. If I will forget to override that show method which is already defined in the base class as a pure virtual function, so it will display the error. What is that error? Again, b is of abstract type class, because that particular pure virtual function is not overridden inside the derived class. And last one, with respect to constructor, so we can call the base class constructor using the derived class constructor. Okay, so I hope all the points related with abstract class as well as with respect to pure virtual function are cleared. Yes guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay.